Hi everybody, this is Steve with Multisport Mojo and TriGearGuru.com and RunGearGuru.com. Today, I'm taking a closer look at the Nike Pegasus Turbo running shoe. All right, I know you're saying to yourself, I don't run in Nike running shoes. I don't like blisters, it's too narrow. I hear you. When I started running marathons 20 plus years ago, I thought everybody used to get blisters when they ran, and I quickly moved out of the Nikes that I used for my first marathon and jumped into Asics and then Hoka's and then Brooks and found really comfortable running shoes. Then Nike did the Breaking 2 project, where they took 3 elite marathoners and designed a shoe from the ground up to help them break the 2-hour marathon barrier. And out of that, we get the Nike Pegasus Turbo. This is, I don't want to overstate this, and I could be, you could say I'm overstating it, but I think this is a revolutionary shoe design. One, you get the Nike Zoom X, wrong side, the Nike Zoom X midsole. Overall, you get a revolutionary midsole, both in the material and in the design. You get an ergonomic fit, which means you've got a toe box. You finally have a toe box in a Nike distance running shoe. And you've got an ankle collar that supports your Achilles and fits like a glove when you put it on, and a lacing system that doesn't hurt on the break. Excuse me. So let's take a look at each of those. The Zoom X midsole. The Zoom X is a material that is used in aerospace. Is super light, but gives you max cushion. When you put these on for the first time, it's going to feel like those max cushion shoes that you like. Here's what you're going to notice immediately though, is the spring that you get when you move forward. That's due to a couple of things. You've got double the distance from the heel drop to the toe. You've got this kick out in the heel, which helps smooth the transition in your stride. And then you've got this Zoom X material, which is infused with hydrogen bubbles, gives you an 85% energy return. What does that mean? We're used to talking about max cushion. We're not used to talking about the energy return. It returns 85% of that energy. So when it springs back to life, it kicks you forward. And no joke, when you put these on for the first time, you're going to feel like I'm on a trampoline. That's the initial feel that you get. You feel like it's literally springing you forward. In fact, that propulsion, Nike claims, saves you 4% of your overall energy on a run. And so if you use these in a marathon on race day, that turns a 26.2 mile race into a 25 mile race. And believe me, you know how that last mile or 1.2 miles or those last couple of miles feel on a marathon. If I can turn a 26.2 mile marathon into a 25 mile marathon, I'll take it. So that's the midsole, using Zoom X, the Zoom X material, that kick out on the smoother transition infused with the hydrogen bubbles. The second thing is this upper. One, everybody's going to notice this kick out in the ankle collar. It really has been designed to help cush your Achilles. And I'm telling you, it doesn't get in the way, it doesn't rub, it actually stays out of the way. It's designed to stay out of the way and eliminate all of that chafe and rub that you get on the back of your foot at the back of the heel. All that's gone. You've got a really nice stable shoe, but it's still incredibly light. You've got a lacing system that gathers your foot together instead of tightens it up. Typically in a typical lacing system on a running shoe, it gets really tied up in here, so that at the break of your foot, you take your shoes off and you've got an ache. I can tell you from 20 plus years of running marathons, you get a break when it's too tight on that lacing system. You get this tongue that's cushioned, stays out of the way. It actually rests up against your forefoot. There's, as you get that break, this is not constrictive or restrictive. It just sits and is comfortably out of the way. It gives you some cushion. It's really nice. Okay, lastly, we want to talk about the toe box. Listen, I know it's the one thing that people comment to me, don't tell me to go out and get the new distance running shoe from Nike. I don't believe you. I've too many bad experiences. I'm comfortably in another pair of shoes. I'm telling you, it's been completely redesigned, right? So now your foot has somewhere to go. It can stretch and dive on every step. You used to not be able to get that on Nike. I don't care what kind of Nike running shoe it was. They were designed with a more narrow foot in mind. It was just the design of Nike running shoes. That has all changed with the Nike Pegasus Turbo. It's not the same across all Nike running shoes, but it's how the Nike Pegasus Turbo and their companion race day shoes like the Vaporfly 4% or the Zoom Fly series. That would be the Zoom Fly, the Zoom Fly SP, the super lightweight version, and the Zoom Fly Flyknit, which incorporates like a Nike free, if you will, that kind of knit material up on top and a lot less structure. So the Nike Pegasus Turbo has been designed to be your running shoe. Then you get a shoe like the Nike Zoom or the Nike Zoom Fly, the Zoom Fly SP or the Zoom Fly Flyknit, or if you're an elite runner, the Zoom Fly Vaporfly 4% for your race day shoe. This is going to change your life, at least your running life. Go out and get yourself a pair. You can find them on Nike.com, or you can go out to Amazon.com. If you go out to our pages at TryGearGuru.com or RunGearGuru.com and just search for Nike Pegasus Turbo, you can find the links that can take you right out there, give you the best prices on those shoes. Okay, this is the Nike Pegasus Turbo. And Nike's, I should say, everybody calls it the Nike Pegasus Turbo. It's the Nike Pegasus 35. It's the serious running edition of the Nike Pegasus 35. And let me just, one last note. This is a different shoe than the Nike Pegasus 35. The Nike Pegasus 35 has the Zoom midsole and doesn't incorporate as much the same design features. You still get a little bit of a kick, but it's not as exaggerated. You still get a little bit of an ankle collar cush, but it's not as exaggerated. You still get a great lacing system. You still get a lightweight upper, just not as much and not as efficient. But it also doesn't cost as much. And if you're an intermediate or an advanced runner, or you're an everyday runner and you run marathons and half marathons or triathlons, half Ironmans, Ironmans, this is your training shoe. And in fact, I see a lot of people using them on race day as well. Okay? All right.